Yo, should we go full Steiny and Andrew Schulz?
Yeah, I
on
was
this
gonna say,
podcast?
let's just like roast Christian.
Honestly, it's fucking disrespectful that you take out
Yeah,
the
why are you
father of
wearing
the podcast.
shorts, bud?
Why are you wearing shorts?
I don't know. It's hot out.
You kind of look like that guy in your shirt, Asbullah.
I wish I looked like him. I'd be rich. Just be a little 2 foot.
You
dude.
think the people who look like him are rich for the most part,
Well, he's rich.
but you think most people who look like
Well,
him
he's
are
not a
rich.
typical midget.
Why are you putting on an act right now?
What are you talking about?
You just said the hard M out of nowhere, the midget.
Wow. Don't cut that, Scott.
I don't
we
get
might
it.
get we might get the YouTube
I don't
mark,
get it,
but
man. No, I was just trying to go Schultz for a Steiny. I don't really have any.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere here. I was just
So,
busting
like,
balls.
is this like your thing? Like, I can't tell if like you're in character. Or
he's
you're
like,
just,
oh, it's
this
not
whole-
Ty Lopez, so I'm just gonna do lead gen.
Did you watch that interview?
You don't know what we're talking about?
Yeah, so he has no idea
Yeah,
what
so
we're
I
talking
don't,
about.
like, why are you guys attacking
So
me?
Nelk did an interview with Andrew Schulz, and Steiny kept going on his phone during the interview, and Andrew Schulz called him out, and he got like actually super pissed because
Bro, that was
it's
heated.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
But also, he was so right about Steiny. Like, that guy's just always putting on an act.
He's an
Yeah.
industry plant.
he's an
Like that's
actor.
basically what it is.
I
No, he's
know.
not an industry plan. He's just like a weaseler.
No, it's interesting though. Like, I guess every group kind of needs like the butt of the jokes. Maybe that's the role that he.
That's actually Christian. It's
Maybe
funny.
that's the role that he fills. Like, I don't.
I think
yeah,
he just let
doesn't
it all
make
get to his
sense.
head, and he's like, "Oh, people like this act. Like, I'm just gonna become this."
I mean, it's working for him.
Yeah.
I was telling these guys last night, like, look at his own podcast. Like, he's doing very well with his own podcast now.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's like, why is he there? Like, he's not like super interesting, but.
But enough people are talking about exactly that question.
Exactly.
So something's working.
That's a perfect example of just like get in the right circles and fake it till you make it.
Yep.
Because he was first like Bob Menery's
Menery, and then
assistant,
Steve.
and then he was Steve's assistant, and he was really just like, basically, yo, I'll do anything that you want from me.
I didn't know that.
Like, I'll be the
That's
butt
cool.
of every joke. I'll get your coffee. You can basically just like torture me, whatever you want. Like if you need girls, I will bring them over. I'll find whatever.
Yep.
And then he just kept doing that until eventually he was just sitting on the podcast. Now he's
That's
got a
sick.
big podcast of his
Yeah.
own.
I'm not
I mean,
gonna lie, he has better questions than any of the other guys on there.
He did. Totally.
That's
He
probably
tried
why
to
he
carry
blew
the
up. Is
interview.
this podcast?
Yeah.
Podcast.
But there's that craftiness in like that
Yeah.
example that will take you further in business than almost anything else. Just like being crafty and being able to find your way into the right situation. That
Write that down. Write that down.
like our boy Philip, who you guys met the other night.
Oh, that he told me this story.
Like,
the other
yeah,
day.
bro. So he Venmos me like a random, probably Tuesday night. I'm sitting on my phone. Sanjay and I are at Rice, this shitty little kebab place right outside our apartment, and we're sitting there. And I see this Venmo from a kid that I recognized his name because he had been commenting on my TikToks for a few months prior, like literally no profile picture, maybe 2 followers, and he's saying, "Please mentor me, please help me, please help me." And I'm just like, kid, like fuck off. But he finds my Venmo. So the way he went out of his way to find my Venmo, he went on my Instagram. I was in one of like my oldest pictures in the caption. He found my Venmo there, went to Venmo me $1, and said like it was something along the lines of like, "Hey, I'm 18, I live in Chicago. I'm writing this paper for school right now, and there's nothing more in the world that I want to do than like change my life." And I just thought it was so crafty. And my boy Danny had paid me like $1,000 earlier that week for, I think it was like helping him move or something, and it was just sitting in my Venmo. And I was like, this isn't my money. Like I don't care. I'll just fucking send it to Philip. And then Philip got on Luke's webinar like the week after, and he was like thinking about, I told him to get into high ticket sales, and he's thinking about it, gets on the webinar, he calls me afterwards. He still hadn't bought yet. He's like, should I do this? Like, this is a lot of money for me. I'm like, bro, I just sent you $1,000. Like, yeah, do it. And so he ends up pulling the trigger, and he gets a setting gig, and now he's working with Luke. He's making like $7 to $10,000 a month. He's moved to Tampa. Like, it fucking changed his life only because he went out of his way to be crafty and connect with somebody like me who like I was able to respect that and put him in a position where like he could succeed. And then obviously like it was him taking the initiative beyond that, but it's been so cool to see that. There's another kid, Kevin. You guys might have seen some of his clips actually. It's K Fitz on Instagram or TikTok. He's Tyreek Hill's videographer.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in Miami. He's a homie, bro. And he was DMing me a bunch on Instagram, and like he's got a big Instagram page because he's Tyreek Hill's boy, and like clearly he's doing cool stuff. But at the time, he wasn't really making much money. which is ironic because Tyreek Hill's the highest paid videographer ever, or highest paid wide receiver ever. But either way, so now like we had him edit a bunch of clips from our podcast with me, Mason, and Grant. Like I'm gonna help him however I can because like he was DMing me. He got inside of Copy MBA. Like he's learning copywriting. He's just trying, bro. There's so much to be said about
doing
actually
video work for Tyreek Hill.
Making an
yeah, he's
effort.
doing video like with Tyreek Hill. He did a video for Saquon Barkley.
Damn, getting paid bank.
Dude's just gotta ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a big thing.
I don't want to get too much into it, but
Yeah,
I'll tell
I
you
don't
after the
either.
pod. But yeah, but like he's just trying and he's being proactive. And when I don't respond to him because I'm busy and I just forget, he follows up with me the next day. And it's not like a weird pushy way where he sends me a fucking stupid meme that I hate that. I'm sure like sometimes it can work if it's actually like a funny meme. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I hate when people just like have such a scripted outreach and then they're like, meme. I'm like, bro, fuck off.
Yeah.
But he's like very genuine and he worked his way in and I'm going to help him however I can. And I'm sure you guys have had like similar things where like you just connected with somebody because you were crafty enough and proactive enough to put yourself in a position where they want to help you.
That's how you originally connected with Daniel.
That's basically how he got Daniel's attention early on.
Yeah, that's how Mason got with Chase Diamond. Like,
Yep.
And then that was his like first real experience as a copywriter, and he was working with a bunch of really big brands, and then that spiraled into what he's doing now. And then I worked with a guy, DJ Sackman, who's like a big basketball trainer. I worked with him for free for like 4 months, and I was making maybe 10 to 15 grand a month at the time. Like I didn't have to work for free. I was making some money, but I just saw the opportunity and I followed up with him enough to eventually he was like, yeah, you know what? Like, let's get on a call. He told me that he needed a new funnel that I like wasn't converting that well. The next day, like I spent literally the rest of that day building out one of the better funnels I've ever built in my entire life. Next day we launched it and it was converting like literally 5 times better than what he had. And then that got me in the door in the info product space. Like that was my first win with a basketball trainer. And then that spiraled into everything else, bro. Like you just, it's The Third Door, the book by Alex
Banayan.
Yeah. Like there's a third door. There's always a fucking third door. Sometimes you have to slip them 100 and figure out a way to get in, but you can find that door.
You just gotta want it bad enough. So real quick for the audience, what's your Venmo so they can send you $1 and get 1,000 back?
Yeah, it's Ben Bader 1. I guarantee if you send me $1, I will send you $1,000 back.
Read the stipulations.
Just
Read the
kidding.
stipulations.
Just kidding. You also have to buy Copy MBA and all of my other clients' offers.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this short clip, check out the full interview here. And if you want to see more clips from this episode, check it out right here.